Number 5, Joseph Bali. Osman, number 8. Danish Hazi.
So a couple more matches being played side by side before we go for an international break in the Singapore Premier League here at the Jalan Besar Stadium. Brunei DPMM facing up against Geylang International, who's played more matches than any other side in the Singapore Premier League. The other end of the island, it's Albirex Nagata at home against Tampines Rovers at the Jurong East Stadium. The top of the table clash there, which might see the White Swans take over the Stags at the top of the table. Both teams unbeaten, with Albirex, of course, protecting a 100% record. Have a look at the table right now after those victories for Young Lions and Lion City Sailors to see where they sit. The Young Lions with their first win of the season, coming from behind to win yesterday against Hougang United, and of course Lion City Sailors top of the table after that victory yesterday against Balestier Khalsa. But here though, Geylang International trying to get back on the winning wagon against a Brunei DPMM side who picked up their first 3 points of the season against Tanjong Pagar. Let's have a listen to what both coaches make of this game, beginning with DPMM's Adrian Pennock.
Fresh from a victory against Tanjong Pagar, what's the morale within the team as they face Geylang?
Yeah, it's been very good. Obviously, big boost that we got our first 3 points. But it's going to be a tough one today. Obviously, Geylang, obviously they lost the last game, but you know, they were top of the league before that game, so we know it's going to be a difficult game. And they played. I went and watched them during the week, where I thought they were very unlucky. I thought the Lion City Sailors goalkeeper had a very good game. So it was closer than the scoreline suggested, but we know it's going to be a tough game today.
This Geylang team tends to concede the goals in the first half. Would the game plan for today be to start on the ascendancy and get earlier goal or two?
All 3 or 4 would be lovely. But no, just it doesn't matter when we score really. But yeah, you know, we have a little break after this. Everybody has a lot of 10-day break, so it'll be important that we get a positive result after today, knowing that we're going to go back, you know, to have a break after the 10 days. So. Yes, it's a big game for us again, but the boys are confident, but obviously we respect the opposition again. Yeah, we're really looking forward to it, especially after the last game.
All right, and how does your team line up coming into this fixture?
Still got some injuries. Obviously, we've got suspension with Yura. Young Kimi is still back home in Brunei, same as Fako, obviously just had a baby. We have slight injury with Helmi, so he's not ready. But just one change today. Joseph Balic is going to come in for Farhan. But that's the only change we've got today. But other than that, yeah, we're all raring to go.
Hi, Coach. Following back-to-back losses, what have you worked on during training so that you can bounce back against Brunei DPMM?
I mean, we don't have much time to work on because basically, you know, we just played 3 days ago, you know. But what I think is that we must realize that we are not going to repeat the same thing like last season, you know, because I think against LCS we put up a very good performance, you know, but we conceded 3 goals, so that's something not good, you know. Something that we have to realize that, you know, if you want to play that football, keep possession and attack, we still need to defend, you know. So I think that's how LCS got us in the last game. So I think what's important is the boys must balance right, you know, and even keeping the tempo of the game, the balance at the back must be right, so that, you know, we would have a better result tonight. Yeah.
How have you chosen to line up tonight, and what would you expect to see from your boys from the start?
Definitely, I want a clean sheet tonight. You know, I think we have conceded 5 goals last 2 games. You know, and that's not something good. You know, and definitely a 3-point. I want to see them converting their chances. You know, and then at least we can keep tempo of the game well. You know, and of course we have a very thin squad of defense line, so I have to make shift again today. I'm going 3 at the back. You know, and then putting. Faisal, who's going to make his debut tonight in the SPL, you know, and Akmal on the wing backs, and then with Joshua Sakuma and Atli in the centre, and then Vini, Taka and Huzaifa, and then Yamaya and Afal up front. Yep.
So no Ali talking about their struggles in front of goal. They haven't scored in 185 minutes since Vonson Bezakor scored a brace against Hougang. It's tough for Noali and Geylang, of course, losing their top scorer in the off-season, Sime Zuzu, going over to Uzbekistan football.
I think he has lost quite a number of players, not just Sime Zuzu. He had lost a few local players that went to the other clubs as well. And to me, I think they didn't really replace the top striker, the main number 9, but they have brought in Yamaya, which has a decent pedigree in Japan. He hasn't really performed really well in all matches. He has performed in patches with Young Lions and in patches in the other games as well. But I think once he gets used to the league, once he gets used to his own teammates, he will definitely be a great asset to Geylang International.
Don't rub your eyes, there's no color discoloration on your TV screens. Geylang are in blue today in their away outfits against Brunei DPMM in red. And in terms of scoring goals, Kidir, you'd have to say Brunei do not have that problem, especially since they have Andrei Voronkov up front.
Voronkov, a 2019 SPL top goal scorer, a really high quality player. You can see, you have seen the goal that he has scored previously against Tanjung Pagar. Really high quality one, individual effort. He's 34, 35 years old, but if Geylang managed to keep him quiet today, I think Geylang has a good chance of winning the game.
Well, he scored 4. There we go. That number 10 there. 4 against Geylang back in 2019. Mohamed Taki is the man in charge. He's refereed this fixture twice, including once in 2017. And that was the last time Geylang beat Brunei DPMM when he was in charge by 4-1. Assisted in the VAR room by Clarence Liao, who was, of course, the man in the middle yesterday for the Young Lions. Abdul Hanan also in the VAR room, checking to ensure that Taki does not miss anything in the field of play. So Mohamed Noor Ali in charge for his 120th game for Geylang International. Former Geylang player, in fact, he was there winning the Singapore Premier League title the last time Geylang won it back in 2001. And he's got quite a good record against DPMM. Played 8, won 3, drawn 2, lost 3. DPMM starting 11 has got only one change, and they welcome back Josip Abalic, the Croatian, who missed the last game because of a concern for his hamstring. Well, he's fit enough to start this one, having played 10 minutes against Tanjung Pagar, and he takes the place, of course, of Hanif in the center of midfield. Adrian Pennock turns 52 in a fortnight, and the Ipswich-born English coach was, of course, the Singapore Premier League Coach of the Year the last time he was in this zone back in 2019. Geylang International make 2 changes and enforced ones as well. Iqbal is on the subs bench, and he has been replaced by defender Faisal Sharil. As we heard from Noor Ali earlier on, he's going to go with 3 at the back. Shafiq Ghani has been a goal scorer against Brunei DPMM back in 2017. He starts from the subs bench, and the other change is Hafiz Ahmad in goal for Ridwan Fikri. So a thin squad, as Noor Ali was saying. Where are the goals going to come from, Kidir?
Mainly, I think they have changed the way they're going to play today to defend against the 5-3-2 or the 3-5-2 of Brunei DPMM, and they are playing almost the same way. I think this is the first time this season he's going to set up in a 5-3-2 formation as well, and you will have 2 players up front, and that is going to be something different now with the way they press, the way they're going to win the ball up front, and also we have 2 players giving the physical presence up front is going to be a little bit different, because with Vincent Bezekor supporting behind, you would have a more direct and a more physical presence with Naufal, and also a little bit of trickery with Yamaya with his left foot. And it's something that the combination plays with Vincent Bezekor is crucial in how they're going to try to break the lines and try to be in a good position to score the goals for Geylang International.
So after a great start to the season where they picked up 7 points from their first 3 matches, 2 losses in a row, but 7 points after 5 is their best start since 2017. And on match day 6 on 2017, they faced Brunei DPMM and won by 2-1, with Shafiq Ghani scoring the opening goal in that game. So here they are on match day 6 in 2023 against the same opposition. It's the 30th time in total that these 2 sides will be meeting in Singapore football. 21 of those meetings have appeared in the Singapore Premier League. 11 of those have been wins for Brunei DPMM, just 5 wins for Geylang. And Brunei DPMM going for their 15th win in total against the Eagles. So, all set and ready to go then. Geylang 4th in the table currently, where they finished last year. And very unlike them to be conceding 5 goals in their last 2 matches, especially with the way they played last year. And just that little sense of uncertainty and inconsistency in the way that they play. Bazakor's got a very early touch of the game. And moving forward, of course, their captain Joshua Pereira. A couple of games he played for Singapore in the Mitsubishi Electric Cup recently, coming on for sub-appearances. Not the best of passes from the captain, not the person that you want to give the ball away to. That's Voronkov trying to fit the run then of Naziruddin, who had a storming second half. And he came out and really gave Tanjong Pagar defenders fits from all over the place and got to Raihan Rappan sent off as well in that game. Trying to just work things around.
Well, it's important for Brunei DPMM now to manage the spaces in between the lines where we see the previous games that they still struggle to do it. And against Geylang United, or rather Geylang International, they are very good with their possession. They are trying to play the ball in between the lines with Vincent as well, something that they should be careful about.
That's a very clever ball by Vincent Bezakor, but the touch to take it down is taking the ball away. So danger averted only momentarily. An opportunity for the shots. Well, that ball was actually carved to the outside of the boots from Tezuka. It would have been a spectacular cross inside for Nonfal, who was ready to pounce. Joshua, good start this one from the Eagles. Out wide is Akmal. Nonfal trying to just wriggle and worm his way through a couple of challenges, but failed to do so in the end. Najib coming away with the ball, and Brunei have the opportunity to clear, which they do. I know that the pictures have froze for a bit right here, but we will try our very best to be doing the commentaries for you as they happen on the field of play. And I can tell you that Brunei DPMM have won the ball deep inside Geylang half. In fact, they're just about 5 meters away from the corner flag down the right-hand side. Voronkov has possession of the ball just outside the penalty area, close to the byline right now, trying to drill it back to Najib, who's given the cross, but it's well cleared in the end by the Geylang backline. Only halfway inside their own half still. It's Brunei DPMM finally making inroads in the Geylang half. At the halfway line, just inside the halfway circle, and the ball's played outside to Abdul Sisa. It's gone out of play for a throw to Geylang. Over on the far side, Geylang ride in their own half.
Well, you see Geylang International trying to be in good positions, trying to make sure that they're always in control of the ball. Tezuka here very, very key in how they dictate play. Almost all plays would go through him from defense to midfield. Now you can see the ball being switched across to the left side for Akmal Azman.
I hope you can. Yep, if these are the pictures that you're looking at, we'll try to assist you as much as possible. Geylang have just got inside the Brunei DPMM half, and they're on the left-hand side, midway, halfway inside the half now. The ball's lost in the center of midfield. Amirul just lost it. Joshua Pereira steps in with the challenge, and it's just crossed the halfway line inside the Geylang half. And the reason why we're calling the play as it is, exactly where they are, is because I know you can't see anything on your screen. And the pictures are frozen. We're trying to fix that as much as possible. Bezakor has put in a delightful ball just behind the defense. The goalkeeper has come outside of his penalty box and has come a long way, almost 25 meters past his goal line. Welcome back just in time to tell you that Geylang have taken the lead by a goal to nil here at the Jalan Besar Stadium. I don't know if we can watch a replay of it, but I can describe it to you and tell you that was a peach of a ball by Vincent Brozakor in the middle of the pitch that was drilled and eviscerated this Brunei DPMM defense. A defense spitting pass, probably of the season so far. Naufal Azman got at the end of it for the opening goal of the game.
Like a fantastic pass from Vincent Brozakor. Managed to find the space, very little space between the two centre backs for Naufal to just run the ball through and score his goal.
Well, Noor Ali said before the start of play, it's really well done up front then by Yushi Yamaya, who's asked for a handball. The referee says play on. And Brunei try to take full advantage of this. They have split the defense. The flag is not going to go up, but just in case VAR needs it, it goes up right now for an offside for Brunei DPMM. So 1-0 to the Eagles. It's the first goal that they've scored in 191 minutes. Finally, Noor Ali has said he hopes that they take their chances when they come. And Naufal certainly taken his for his second of the season. Both scored, by the way, on this ground. Opportunity now on the overlap. Cross is not a bad one. It's just gone wide. Right person in the box to aim for. Voronkov, too far away from goal, though, to really make an impact with that header.
A bit difficult for Voronkov to create something. I think the cross was a little bit too hard and too high for him to create an angle for himself to take that shot or a header. But again, the spaces being vacated on the left side for Geylang International is something that Brunei definitely must take note and choose the moments where they can attack that.
They, of course, came from a goal down to beat Tanjong Pagar by 2-1 the last time they played. There's a call, chase down, just about got the ball away. Maya, wide down this side is Akmal. Uzaifa, just casually stroking it to Vincent Brozakor, who's always going to be busy. Vincent Brozakor! Well, he certainly has an appetite for goals this season. Already 3 for Vincent.
He has the ability. You can see the combination plays again. The little wall pass, a 1-2 back to his left foot, just trying to curl it away from the goalkeeper. It's a little bit too high.
Well, last season, Noor Ali certainly fixed the defense for Geylang. They had the third best defensive record in the league after the league worst in 2021. So he's fixed that at least last year. Still struggled to score goals, but got 48 in the end, and 39 points was their best effort in 12 years.
They always look good when they are playing out from the back. It doesn't matter whether they're playing 3 or even 4 at the back. They are always in good spaces. The rotations in midfields are nice to see. The timing is right as well. But the moment the ball gets up to the final third, that's where the difference comes between the high-quality teams and also the mediocre ones.
Tezuka trying to measure this one into the box. It's headed away by Herzi. Scored an own goal in the last game. Balic, Najib. We've fitted that one really well. So to Hendra to match the strides of Najib. Wonderful challenge that came storming in the end by Akmal. Both him and Naufal, both ballasted players last year, which were hardly used, and because of that, Geylang just snapped up the opportunity. And, have given both of them a new lease of life. Voronkov took 2 to took the ball off him. It's clever play by Yamaya, using Joshua Pereira to keep things ticking over and be that metronome in the middle of the pitch. Tezuka inviting Faisal to step forward. Real baptism of fire this for Faisal, making his first appearance. Balls played in behind the back line yet again. The cross is not a bad one, just slightly above Naufal. Well, they have been creating the bulk of the chances in the first 10 minutes.
A fantastic point of attack that we have from Geylang International. It makes a lot of difference when you have 2 up front against three centre-backs. And with Vincent supporting them, you have that physical presence, you have that extra guy there just to be dropping back to receive the ball, or as well as making the runs behind, just to create that space behind.
Balic too strong for Brozakor. Muis, pass one but not the other. Faisal sliding in with the challenge, but Moore still has possession of the ball. Voronkov's made that run just in front of the centre-back. The ball's just gone way past him. Here's Akmal Azman. If I ask him to just slam the ball long, he doesn't. Might cause some problems here. Balic has already scored one this season, and one was always rising.
Well, Balic, from the replay, you knew that first touch, second touch, third touch, straight away he wants to take a shot. I saw him take a shot one of those matches previously against Balestier Khalsa. He looked like he has a good technique and something that Geylang International should take note of, not allowing him to take that shot from outside the box.
Taki didn't like the challenge at all coming in from Hendra. Whistled straight away. Here's Bezakor. He's all over the pitch already in the opening 12 minutes, involved in almost everything, and has found Yamaya with another very clever ball to split the lines. As organised as that can be, once you have a player with that sort of creativity as Vincent Bezakor, it can be so difficult to defend, as we saw from that opening goal. Chief of surgery for Geylang, Faisal. Happy to play it back to Sakuma. Pereira. Tezuka. Clever turn by Huzaifa. Faisal trying to lift it into space and clip it into the path of Akmal.
Really unfortunate for Geylang International, especially when you have that amount of possession. You will want to create something with maximum efficiency rather than, you know, just play the ball up front with the hope of something is going to happen in the final third.
And so DPMM having to chase the game again, as they did in midweek.
I think they love the situations, Mark. Rather than, you know, I take the lead and then I have to defend it. I just want to go at it and just give them the goal in the first 15 minutes.
Muasisa couldn't keep it in play. Well, last season it was baffling if you're a Geylang International supporter, because the inconsistency really plagued the squad, who can be brilliant on their day. And you just have to look at the results that Geylang produced last season to know how infuriating they can be. They can beat Lion City Sailors by 1-0 and then lose to the Young Lions by 4-1. It's something that Noor Ali still needs to fix.
Well, it's difficult if you have a thin squad. You know that maybe the first 11 players are always going to play, so the amount of competition within the squad itself is lacking, and you create that complacency as well.
Here is Sakuma from the Cambodian League, scored 2 goals against the Young Lions after not scoring at all last year. Well, if 3 at the back works and they keep a clean sheet, do you think Noor Ali is going to continue with this after the international break here?
I think so. I think they look so much better in this formation. They are safer at the back with 3, and with 2 up front, they look more threatening, with Naufal making the runs behind, and also Yamaya dropping in between the spaces, the pockets of spaces to receive the ball from Vincent. It's working well for them now, and if the results go his way, Noor Ali, I don't think he should be changing anything.
It's a throw for Geylang as Amirul steps across. 140th game in the Singapore Premier League for the number 5 from Geylang, taking the throw for the Eagles. Ball's lost, and it'll be a free kick, maybe even a yellow card here for the youngster. It's a Tezuka who's got into it. No, it's Huzaifa. The ball's crossed in a very dangerous position, cleared away in the end, and it had to be as well from Amirul. It's gone right back in with some interest. Voronkov screened it well enough. He's got to do it all by himself, though. Oh, he's gone down. Is that a penalty? Looked as if there was a challenge and he was clipped, but maybe the dramatic way that he went down didn't sell it for Taki.
Well, the striker himself didn't really protest anything or made any calls after he fell down, so maybe he knew that there wasn't any, or rather enough contact to warrant a penalty.
Herzi playing one behind the back. It's Faisal who's got to come across to do the cleanup. Here it is. Is this a penalty, Kidder?
It's a bit too soft. I think he knew that his touch was a little bit of a letdown, and just to sell the tackle, he just went down softly.
Going to go all the way back to the goalkeeper, Tursunbayev, still searching for his first clean sheet for Brunei DPMM. Was playing in Uzbekistan Pro Football last year for Turan Yepan, but only appeared in cup matches for them. There he is, big under-23 Uzbek international.
Well, he needs the help of his 10 players up front to protect him as well. I think over the last few games there wasn't enough protection. The spaces again being afforded to opponents are always going to be an issue for them.
How about that? Boris Kopitovic has put Tampines Rovers in the lead against Albrecht Nagata. Remember, title chasing Tampines Rovers top of the table against 100% Albrecht. Huzaifa. First touch was subtle enough and soft enough to take him away. Aswan. Is that offside? Flag doesn't go up. Finally does.
Every time the ball goes up front to the DPMM side, you can see maybe just a little offside from the number 22 of DPMM, Naziruddin Ismail. I was mentioning earlier, the ball just doesn't set well enough for the DPMM players in the final third. The ball is always bouncing, or the touches or the control is always loose.
Azuka, they're inviting the players from Brunei DPMM to come at them. It's very brave. They got away from it. It's a lovely ball rolled into space for Akmal. Trying to just reverse that pass for Naufal.
The spaces that Yamaya has dropped into has created a lot of trouble for DPMM. Twice in the last 5-6 minutes, the ball goes through and he's always playing the ball and passing to make sure there's any chances for the two brothers to run into.
It's a long searching ball from Martinez. Couldn't find Voronkov. He's cutting a pretty isolated and frustrated figure for the opening 19 minutes of this game.
He looks frustrated. You can see from the pass from Angel Martinez, he wasn't really happy with the quality of it.
There's hardly a burst in him at the moment, not even chasing and closing this one down. Looking for his 25th Singapore Premier League goal, of course. Finally shows some interest. Joshua Pereira easily just sweeping up and making sure that he finds teammates. Huzaifa. Tekuma. That's a giveaway after some very impressive pressing from DPMM. Hendra told that he had company and turns away from Bezakor. Pereira just about kept it in play. That's very good work by the captain, Josh Pereira. Huzaifa Aziz, who scored his first ever Singapore Premier League goal against Brunei DPMM. Bezakor, they're begging for that ball. Yamaya wanted it played the first time, but he delayed that pass and finally gets it out to Faisal. Cross just behind Bezakor. That was an opportunity actually to play Yamaya in. So just past the 20-minute mark, and Geylang International. Pretty comfortable for the moment. You don't want to be too comfortable against Brunei DPMM. Tanjong Pagar will tell you that.
I think now is the time for them. Yes, you're comfortable at the back, but you need to create that chance and try to convert maybe another goal just to keep it a little bit safer. As you know what the DPMM can do, especially in the second half of games.
Palic finds no room to go all the way back up. Besar can create, he can tackle. What can't he do? That's the big question. Did it come off Yamaya? The assistant referee says yes.
Besar has been a gem for Geylang International ever since he came in. The amount of assists and goals that he scored last season definitely helped the team and revived the team, especially the first round of matches where they didn't really do really well. And this season, you can see what he can do. He can dribble, he can run at players, he can make the decisive pass, and he can score as well.
It was his decisive pass, which is the difference of the game at the moment. It's a wonderful through ball, which split the defence right through for Naufal's Azman to score his second of the season. First came against the Young Lions, Naufal. Before that, he went 43 games in the Singapore Premier League without scoring.
I think this season he has been playing up front. Last season when he was his ballast year, he wasn't really playing in a more advanced position. He was playing as left wing back, right wing back. And before that in Hougang, he was playing as a winger, but wasn't really effective in terms of scoring goals.
Maybe a mistaken identity, Kidir, with his brother, of course, who is a wing back, by the way. Out and out fullback. A little too strong in the challenge from Azwan Ali Rahman, player who has got 3 against Geylang over the years.
Just making sure that Vincent didn't progress forward after all the damage that he has done in the last 23 minutes.
And the captain, especially Azwan, looked totally flagged and fatigued in the final 10 minutes against Tanjong Pagar. Surprised that he even came up and was able to take to the field of play for this one. This time a high boot by Hendra Azam.
No doubt about that foul. As the moment the ball went up, Huzaifa also knew that as long as I put my head there, I'll get a foul.
At the sight of Waf, he just clutching his abductor. It's a ball that's given away in a very dangerous position. Opportunity now, the counter-attack. Voronkov, well, it took 3, 4 right in front of him to squeeze that shot out. But there's the danger if you're trying to play off from the back. Besar into space, picked up by Wafi. Hertzi. Mo is trying to complete the clearance, doesn't have to, it's going to be a throw for him. Warning signs from Geylang, not to get too complacent in terms of the way they pass around.
I think you have to always be aware of the surroundings around you, especially when you are directly straight in the middle of the park.
Moise Sisa, that one's headed away by Huzaifa. A couple of disciplinary issues last year for Huzaifa in terms of cards that he received on the football pitch. I know he's supposed to pick those up. It's not direct reds. He's going to be serving suspensions, that's for sure, this season.
I think that's a common occurrence every season for him. He always picks up that odd yellow cards by mistiming his tackles, and as the moment the opponent goes past him, he tries to pull the opponent back, and that's where he gets the silly little yellow cards, and he will miss 1 or 2 games because of that.
Tezuka, Yamaya came short and relayed it off to Faisal, and then there's a shoulder once again in case the ball and the return pass was on. Here he is. Played for Yokohama Marinos in 2019 under current Celtics coach Ange Postecoglou. Yamaya has an opportunity to take that shot. Well, decided to dink it over the back line, over Martinez to try and look for Besar.
Well, it was the right idea, but I think in terms of execution, I think Vincent wanted the ball to his feet rather than to the space in front of him.
Well, that's a relationship that will take some time to build. The chemistry will be there, definitely.
We have seen signs of those in this game as well, from Vincent and Yamaya. And I think Yamaya starting in the middle would definitely be a more of a threat for Geylang International rather than him coming off from the right side.
Idea was right round from Joshua, but the pass, the execution wasn't hit way too hard. Balic now, space opening up down this right-hand side for Najib to run on to. Chased down by Akmal, and it goes out for a throw to Geylang. Goal by Naufal Azman, by the way. Only the 25th goal that Geylang have scored against DPMM in the Singapore Premier League. And here he is on the ball, trying to dance his way around a couple of challenges. Martinez covers, but doesn't keep possession.
Well, for a team who has played the highest number of games in the last 10 days, 12 days, Geylang is sharper. They look better on the ball. They look better without the ball as well. And their movement up fronts are pretty sharp, especially from Yamaya and Naufal.
Here is Yamaya, lost possession momentarily, just about sorted his feet to get that ball into the path of Huzaifa. Besar finding Faisal. Besar and Tezuka making that run deep from midfield into that pocket in between those two centre-backs, but wasn't found. Pereira. Naufal, still Naufal, trying to work that 1-2 with Yamaya, just slightly behind the Japanese. Aswan had to keep because it might have been offside. Oh, it's a very dangerous ball. He just about got away with it, Wafi.
Geylang International are having a lot of fun trying to attack the DPMM backline. Yamaya having a lot of space with his direct opponent not pressing him together the moment he drops off. And when you play three in the middle at the back line and you have two strikers, you can stick to your direct opponent and not allow him to have that amount of space and time.
Voronkov trying to open the angle, a space up for a shot. Drills it inside. Goalkeeper had to slap it away from that shot by Naziruddin. He went to ground even before that shot came towards him, but reacted well enough. First on target for Brunei DPMM. Najib taken out of it. He's going to win the free kick.
A good play from Najib. I think Vincent, you can see here in the replay, fantastic reverse pass from Voronkov. First time control and shot, a little bit tame for Hafiz Ahmad to be troubled, but again, to create something out of a sea of blue was a very positive sign for DPMM.
You'd have to say very good work as well from Hafiz, because no, it was unorthodox in the way that he saved it, but there was a player just lurking outside of the box, waiting for him to spill. He put a strong hand to it. Now
as long as it doesn't hit the back of the net.
Yeah. No matter how you keep it out, just keep it out. Hendra Azam to take this now for Brunei DPMM. Voronkov, the obvious target in the box alongside Martinez. It's not a bad delivery, and it's going to loop over the bar for a goal kick. It was Martinez in the end who got that header to the ball. Now, this is the replay of the goal that we miss. How about this for a pass, Kidir?
Wow, you see the quality of the pass, the weight of the pass, just enough for Naufal to just latch onto the ball in between the two DPMM players. All he needed to do was just dink it over the on-rushing goalkeeper. Fantastic ball from Vincent. Of course, you have to give credit to Naufal himself to keep his cool and composure under high-pressure situation. Fantastic ball from Rio Sakuma to the debutant Faisal.
Yamaya turning away from danger and almost tucked it inside for Akmal. Well, certainly found a purple patch here, Naufal. As Besar is looking for him yet again. That run was used as a decoy as that ball was trying to be curved into the space for Yamaya. Chase is on for Nasiruddin. He's got to be very sure of that back pass to Hafiz. Well, he talks about the purple patch for Naufal Azman. Scored 2 goals in his first 4 appearances in the Singapore Premier League. And has only scored once in the next 46. Make it twice now in the next 47. Yamaya. Besar. There was some poison in it, but it was straight at the keeper.
He must be feeling a little bit disappointed with his shot. Good first touch to set up straight to his left foot. Definitely he wanted to trouble the goalkeeper a little bit more from his shot.
Nazruddin just about got to the ball. Azwan looking for Voronkov, the only player up front, has got to do things all by himself, and he somehow managed to set it up for Azwan. Dinked away from one challenge, but not the other. That's very good covering from Pereira, helping out Sekuma. Here is the flying Frenchman again, Vincent Bezecourt. And he's made the run away from your screen behind the defense, trying to attack this one. Wafi just about dropped deep enough, and it's going to be a free kick. One of the easier decisions for Taki. And he's going to have a chat with Azwan Ali Rahman, the captain of Brunei DPMM, and give him a yellow card, the first of the match.
I think a good call from the referee to caution Azwan Ali. I think the number of fouls, consecutive fouls that he has made this game definitely warranted the yellow card.
Well, it's a free kick given away by Geylang's number 7, but it is Brunei DPMM's number 7 who picks up the first booking of the contest. Does have booming kicks, Tursunbayev, and they're trying to take advantage of it whenever he has the ball. Try to launch it long as early as possible for Voronkov. It's a gorgeous touch, wasn't it, from Yamaya? Just killed that ball instantaneously and took contacts from Martinez for a free kick.
I think DPMM has to defend against Yamaya so much better. I think he has to go closer. It was a good amount of pressure from Angel Martinez, but it's something that he has to be consistent now from either one of the players in the back line. Because the moment Yamaya comes off and drops into that pocket of space, he turns and becomes very dangerous.
Rio Sakuma to Huzaifa. Back to the Japanese, who before last season was playing in the Cambodian League. Loads of space once again, appearing just behind that DPMM backline and just in front of their defense. And now Naufal will chase after this. That little meg on Martinez.
The Geylang International has created a lot of good runs to attract and also draw out the pressure from the DPMM side, allowing spaces to be created in between the lines.
It's Amirul. It's actually Sakuma who is in battle. Yamaya, a touch, and he is away. Miscontrol from Muis, and Faisal takes advantage by playing it off him for a throw. Amirul Adli down. Tezuka. Zaifa first available, and it was probably the predictable pass. That's the reason why he decided to go back to Sekuma. Bezakor always unpredictable with his passing. That was a very high boot. The crowd didn't like it, but it was a fair challenge from Najib. Balic. Hendra going all the way back to Tursunbayev. Into space for Nazaruddin to chase.
Voronkov frustrated with the decision by Tursunbayev to just punt the ball up.
Bezakor trying to fit it into space once again for the run of Faisal. Doesn't really have that lightning burst in his game. That's the other fullback down the left-hand side, Akmal has.
Pretty decent debut from Faisal in the last 36 minutes. Nothing extravagant, but quietly doing his job on the right-hand side.
Exactly what you need to do on your debut. Fuss-free, no mistakes. Yamaya chasing after another loose ball. Great defending by Herzi, using his body to push him away at the expense of a throw. Akmal almost inviting Voronkov to chase Joshua. Brave enough to keep the ball long enough. Bezakor, so difficult to get the ball off him. It's almost Velcro to that left boot of his. Now foul. Referee says that's fair from Wafi. Chance for the breakaway now from Azwan if he plays this one right, and it's a delightful ball to find Voronkov. Defending was absolutely superb from Sekuma, just stood his ground.
Voronkov would be disappointed with himself, especially with his first touch. He didn't have enough balance to collect the ball back from his first touch.
Bezakor wanted Naufal to continue running. He's a live wire, isn't he? Vincent Bezakor.
I think the first half is his game. It's his half. He's creating a lot of diamonds and little triangles with the two players up front, as well as Huzaifa and Tezuka.
Geylang have owned that midfield. A lot of it's down to Vincent Bezakor running the show. Najib cognizant of space and decides to attack it. Pass a couple of challenges, including one from Josh Pereira. Angle for the cross cutouts, but still manages to find Azwan. Straight at the keeper.
Fantastic run from the right-hand side from Najib Tarif. Back to his left foot, didn't rush his decisions. Wait for the oncoming run from the number 7, Azwan Ali. Here he is again.
Oh, that's a brilliant save. Strong hand put out by Hafiz Ahmad. Well, he isn't the biggest of goalkeepers, but he certainly is pretty agile.
The timing of his runs, Azwan Ali into the box, has always been perfect. You can see here his left foot just banging into the goal of Geylang International, but Hafiz stood strong and parried it away for a corner kick.
A goal this season already, Azwan, and he'll be lurking just outside the box in case anything drops for him. It's a one-on-one duel with Hafiz. Has totally lost the flight of the ball. Both times, though, he's come out on top against Azwan. Ali Rahman, who made his debut in the Singapore Premier League against Geylang some 8 years ago. Hendra also made his debut against Geylang 11 years ago. It's a big year, this one, for the Eagles. 50th anniversary, 50 years since they've been founded back in 1973. league where they have owned in the first few years. Champions in 96, 2001. In fact, had 6 top 3 finishes in their first 8 years of the Singapore Premier League, but not a top 3 finish since 2004, 19 years now. Where are the halcyon days and glory days? Are they coming back for Geylang International?
Well, things are looking promising, Mark. The quality of play has improved definitely over the years. And with that attractive football they've been playing, I think players would definitely be looking forward to come and sign for the club. The higher quality players.
Naufal combining with his brother Akmal. Bezakor, Naufal. Yamaha, that's a lovely ball. Vonson Bezakor.
But the last-ditch tackle from Angel Martinez definitely put off Vincent Besacor's shot. But again, that little triangle, that combination play from Yamaya and Vincent Besacor here, just a little off balance for him to trouble the goalkeeper.
Angel Martinez is really walking a very tight line there, because if Besacor did not pull the trigger or take that shot, might have been contact and a penalty, because he got nowhere close to the ball. Najib. Last touch by Akmal. In there again before Azwan could get a touch of the ball. Nazaruddin. Azwan. Loads of space opening up down that left-hand side for Mirza, but he decided to reverse it to Nazaruddin and went right back into the log jam.
Well, DPMM has, already Geylang International has 3 minutes plus additional time to regroup again after a good first half.
Voronkov helping that high ball up, and not the best of passes from Joshua Pereira, and he'll be so disappointed with it. You could see already from the body language at the moment it was released. It's very unlike him. Najib trying to open up the angle for the cross. Akmal just a little late, might be a booking. The first for a Geylang player, and it is for Akmal Azman.
I think he knew he would go back to his left foot, and he has done it time and again. Again, no intention of malice over there. But definitely a foul for DPMM.
Well, the last thing you want, especially after controlling for most of this first half, is to concede a late goal before half-time. There have been warning signs from Brunei DPMM, especially from this guy who's taking this free kick, with a couple of shots saved by the keeper already. One of them was torched, but pushed out expertly from Hafiz Ahmad. What can Azwan Ali Rahman do with this free kick? Voronkov in there, Martinez there again. Josip Balic is all of 1.91 meters. He'll be another target to aim for. Wafi's no slouch in terms of size. He's being picked up at the moment by Amirul. That one's gone very deep. It couldn't be kept alive, and it's going to be harmlessly wide. Goal kick Geylang.
I think the crosser was meant to be further closer to the 6-yard area. The curl from the cross allowed it to move away from the goal, which made it difficult for any DPMM players to create a threat from there.
So the first half coming to a close. Kidir, your assessment of the 45 minutes that you witnessed so far?
I think the first 30 minutes was a lot of Geylang International, good interplay up front, good possessional play as well, and they had a few chances to extend their lead, but the last 15 minutes slowly, and DPMM trying to inch their way forward closer to the goal of Geylang International. But then again, I think Geylang, with the passage of play, the balance of play, thoroughly deserved the 1-0 lead going into half-time.
They have about 30 seconds to see this one out, as there's only a minute added. In the days of VAR, it's very rare to see only just 60 seconds added to the end of the first half. But here we are in what has been an incident-free contest, which has been superbly marshaled by Mohamed Taki. Martinez headed that one away, but only as far as Huzaifa. Opportunity to extend the lead before half-time. He's turned away from it, though. So before the start of the game, Geylang's coach, Noor Ali, set 2 tasks for the players. A clean sheet, and he hopes that they'll take their chances. Well, both have been acceded by the men in blue so far. Naufal Asman scoring the only goal of the game early on in the contest, running onto a quite superb through pass by that player just beside him, Vonson Bezakor. Brunei DPMM came back at the end of the first half and had a couple of shots saved by Hafiz Ahmad, but it's Geylang who take the lead after 5 minutes and carry that into half-time by a 1-0. lively game that we've seen here at the Jalan Besar Stadium. Geylang International leading by a goal to nil against Brunei DPMM. And if you pardon the reference to the song in the background, the stats don't lie. Geylang International way ahead in terms of a number of efforts on target. Well, in terms of the possession at least, 5 shots, but really they control that midfield.
I think the numbers here are lying. Geylang International definitely were on top of DPMM most of the first half. The number of shots, 5 to 8, but again the quality of it is a totally different situation, and the number of cards and offside as well are almost equal.
Well, the first goal arrived after only 5 minutes, and no surprise that at the heart of it all, a chief creator, chief choreographer was Vincent Bissacor.
This is the run that he thrives on. You know, he needs somebody to play the ball to for him to pick that pass, and obviously you have a runner in Naufal Azman. Again, that quality of pass is difficult to play when you have pressure on you, and at the same time you have to play through 2 DPMM players on the run for Naufal Azman to score the goals. Again, credit to Naufal Azman as well. Still under pressure with the Angel Martinez on his side, managed to be ahead of him and score the goal.
Well, the warning signs have been there, of course, for Geylang losing that ball. At that time, that guilty party was Tezuka, who lost it in central midfield. And the more they try to play it out from the back, that's what can happen.
You have to take that risk sometimes, and you can see previously it didn't really work out for them well. And here again, Varankov, good shift of feet to play the ball to Naziruddin. First touch to his left foot. Again, unorthodox save from Hafiz Ahmad.
Really scuffed that ball more than anything, Naziruddin. Vincent Bissacor with that real slasher of a shot straight at the goalkeeper, Tursunbayev.
All about the first touch. The first touch set him up nicely to take that shot. Very disappointed with himself.
And then came the Azwan versus Hafiz show. Couple of shots at the goalkeeper, saved by him. This was the better of the two.
This is a good shot, and of course a good return save from Hafiz Ahmad. Managed to keep the scoreline towards the favor of Geylang International.
What's probably been very impressive for Geylang, you'd have to say, Kidder, has been the interchange of play between those 3 up front.
Yeah, I think it has worked well in the first half for Geylang International. Again, Yamaya dropping off with the runs behind from Naufal, and previously you see from Vincent Bissacor.
Well, Tampines Rovers are leading by a goal to nil against Albirex Nagata from the Jurong East Stadium. And we will keep you in touch with a scoreline from that stadium as we go along in this game. But right here at the Jalan Besar Stadium, it's the same scoreline belonging to the Eagles. Yes, we can have a look at the goal scored by Boris Kopitovic.
You would expect a goal again from the top hitman in 2022.
Albrecht certainly created some opportunities and openings in the early minutes. That's all that we can show you from there. But Kopitovic, I can tell you, has scored the only goal of the game there. And Tampines, the league leaders, are leading by 1 goal to nil against 100% Albirex Nagata. Tasty affair, this one. This one isn't too bad either. It's Geylang International, the Eagles, ahead of Brunei DPMM by a goal to nil. Second half coming up from the JBS. Geylang International comfortable in their skin, in the lead by a goal to nil. A goal given to them in the 5th minute by Naufal Azman, Brunei DPMM. I know that you're a little cheeky over there in the first half, Kidder, by saying that Brunei need to go behind before we see the real DPMM and the real face of DPMM. But, I mean, we need to see a sort of comeback, the same thing that they showed against Tanjong Pagar in the second half, if they're going to get anything out of this game.
I think for Geylang, I'm sure they would have learned from what happened against Tanjong Pagar United and would definitely preempt their players. Noali would definitely preempt their players in the halftime team talk, saying, hey, let's not take the foot off the gas, let's not be complacent, let's keep the momentum going, let's create more chances, let's try to convert our chances as well. But for DPMM, it can happen again, right? But it's difficult against a team of, to me, at this point of time, a higher quality, because they are not going to look at Geylang International as a team who plays more direct. They are trying to keep the ball, and when you don't have the ball, it's frustrating to press, and it's frustrating to try to win the ball off them, and that saps out more energy than what they did against Tanjong Pagar United. So the approach has to be a bit different. We have to be a bit more clinical up front, which Voronkov today hasn't really shown anything up front, especially in the box. But again, you never know with him. A team of a player of his quality, you give him a chance in the box, he will definitely take it and give you the goal. But to me, I feel touch for DPMM today. Maybe not today against Geylang International.
Then again, you said it absolutely right, and you called it down there, Voronkov. I mean, we said the same thing as well at halftime against Tanjong Pagar. Yeah. He wasn't doing much. He wasn't doing anything. He was almost walking around, and all of a sudden, he just comes out with a goal from out of the blue. So I think that the Geylang defenders, I mean, 3 at the back helps. They have to watch for the fact that even the slightest opportunity, close down on him as much as possible.
I think today, Voronkov have been doing more of the pressing, the chasing than the previous games against Tanjong Pagar, because the quality of Geylang International is totally different from what Tanjong Pagar is, which again would be tiring for him. Right? Again, the moment he gets the ball, he might not be as fresh or as sharp as maybe what he was against Tanjong Pagar. And again, after playing like 4 games in a row now, the fatigue level will set in, and it's not going to be as easy as it is against Geylang International today for Voronkov.
Yeah, Brunei DPMM players were totally gassed in the final 20 minutes against Tanjong Pagar, and they were helped, of course, because Tanjong Pagar were down to 10 men for that final 10. So be hoping that something in that same proportions occur in those epic comeback proportions, and it needs to be on that almost similar levels against a Geylang side who are flying at the moment. And for Bonson Besar, I mean, we spoke about it for No Ali in this Geylang side, totally different. Last year, Besar had the figure of Sime Zuzul, totally different player, more of a target man up front to aim for. And this year it's Naufal, it's someone who is a runner. I think that Besar is pretty pleased to have Naufal just in front of him.
Yeah, I would think so. You have play of quality with Yamaya as well to create that combination play. And I think now he's enjoying himself more than the previous games, because Yamaya would be in a better position to create that combination play, that wall passes, that 1-2s. And after that wall pass, he still has Naufal running into that space for him to play the ball to. And I think he loves that. He thrives on that. And again, if that happens consistently, DPMM will be wary of the runs behind, which allows him now to not make that pass, and which is good for him, because now he can take the ball and run at defenders and take that shot.
Well, Geylang International haven't lost 3 matches in a row since April last year, since May last year, I should say. End of April, early May. And 2017 was the last time they had a start as good as this. 2 draws, 2 wins, a draw, and a couple of losses. And then on match day 6, they went away and won against Brunei DPMM by 2-1. Almost a case of deja vu here. 45 minutes to hang on to this 1-goal lead. Brunei, remember, beware the wounded animal. They come out strong, and they come out firing with a lot of character. In the second 45 minutes, as they showed against Tanjong Pagar, the cross too deep yet again from Mirza. But they've given the ball away. Voronkov, Azwan, Muiz trying to lift that one up and asking Voronkov to attack, but it was a very good boxing out from Sakuma. And that's a super ball that's being played out by Hafiz. Yamaya turning his opponent one way and another. Wanted Naufal to come forward and collect. He's not giving up on that, well, Yamaya. That's just a glimpse of what the Japanese can offer in terms of being fleet-footed and speedy. Slid through for Voronkov. Could this be the chance that he has been yearning for? He's just slightly behind Aswan. Sakuma has been pretty tight, organized, and very secure against Voronkov thus far. Balic. Haven't seen much from the Croatian yet in this game. Muiz. Voronkov is cutting such a frustrated figure. That scream, I don't know it's for himself or it's for his teammates, but it's not a good sign.
I think it's for both. He was frustrated with his decision previously to just lose the ball away and give the ball away just like that. And I think the cross wasn't really up to his expectation as well.
Uncharacteristically poor touch from Yushi Amaya. There we go. He usually takes those down in his stride effortlessly. That one needed him to check, and then the boots was too high on Ertzi.
Well, as a player before, you would definitely know that in his position, the moment you put your head in, again, most likely you're going to get a foul out of it. Players always look for that opportunity.
So Akmal launching it wrong. Naufal managing to win the header. Referee says play on. Brunei DPMM have stopped, saying that it's a head injury. The game should be stopped, but it wasn't. And Geylang International decide to do the sporting thing. This must be it's a horrific injury because they are calling for the stretcher right now.
It looks like it's a knee injury rather than something to do with the head. Doesn't look good for Wafi.
Already down to the bare bones, Brunei DPMM. In fact, both these sides very thin in terms of depth and personnel. So we have a look at this again. Well, Geylang had every right to play on, Kidder.
Yeah, definitely.
would you have played on?
I would have played on. It's not a head injury, and I think all the Geylang players or the surrounding players knew it. But again, credit to Zaifa, who decided to stop the play and just kick the ball out for Wafi to get a little treatment.
Well, if they're 1-0 down with 5 minutes left, I'm very sure, that would have been play on. Signal isn't good, so it's Pennock already calling one of his subs over. And, he needs to be replaced. Hanif Hamir, who started the last game in central midfield, is an option for them. So to Hanif Farhan. Who came in and scored the winning goal against Hougang.
Well, I do hope it's not any long-term injury for Wafi. But looking at how he is holding his knee and how serious it is with the stretchers, it does look like something that you would not like a player to have.
Yeah, it looks serious enough for a couple of the players to actually turn away. Farhan's being prepared, so to Hanif. Hearts go out to Wafi Aminuddin, who must have had hopes of going to Cambodia and playing the SEA Games. He qualifies for that, turning 23 only in September. And that might be up in smoke now. Let's have a look at this again, Kidder.
I think his foot got stuck on the ground while he was trying to move. It didn't look like there was any knock or there's any kick to his knee.
It is pretty swelled up where the knee is, and that's never a good sign. So 3 ready to come in for Brunei DPMM. Their subs changed the complex of the game against Tanjong Pagar.
A lot of contributing factors to the injury. It might be the pitch, it might be his body condition. Now, after so many years not playing a high-level game, now you're trying to get back into the groove of things. And you've played 3 games on the trot. The body takes a toll on you, and it might be a contributing factor as well.
Abdulaziz Rahman preparing to come on for Hendra Azam. That's the second of the changes, with Hanif Hamir taking the place of Wafi, the very unlucky Wafi.
Well, it looks like Naziruddin is out as well.
Yep, they've taken Naziruddin out, and it's that same replacement, bringing Azizi on for him. They need a runner beside Voronkov. Can't get Voronkov to do most of the running. You want him scoring.
Player number 2, Wafi Ahmadi. Player number 8, Hendra Azam. And player number 22, Naziruddin Ismail. Will be replaced by player number 9, Abdulaziz Rahman. Number 13, Hanif Hamir. And number 4, Hanif Farhan.
Geylang trying to take advantage of this. It's going to be a penalty. That is clear as day. Well, he lost possession of the ball. He lost the flight of the ball, Muiz Sisa. And the moment Yamaya got ahead of him, that's where he had to watch and be disciplined. He wasn't. And Geylang have a penalty.
Well, he lost the ball, and he knew that the moment he was in a position that he was in, he was trying to shrug off Yamaya as well. And I think Yamaya was in a good position to just use his body to invite the challenge, and got a penalty out of it.
An opportunity now for 2-0. And the man who's won the penalty will step up to take this for his second of the season, scored against the Young Lions.
This is exactly what Geylang International wants. Within the first 10 minutes, create something and then hopefully extend the lead. It will be really difficult for DPMM to get back into the game now with the changes that they have made, and also, again, with the quality of Geylang International today.
Well, those changes really disrupted the rhythm of Brunei DPMM. Geylang took full advantage. Can they really put a sting now into that comeback? The answer is yes. Yamaya buried that one with an exclamation mark. Roof of the net. It's 2-0 Eagles, and they are soaring.
Nothing else we would expect from Yamaya. Very calm and composed. Pick his spot. Waited for the right time with his penalty shot. Waited for the goalkeeper to dive on his left first before putting his move.
Yes, Yushi, finally. Now, maybe these might be the shackles off for a Japanese player that was touted as one of the signings of the season to look for, especially with the resume he came with, playing for Yokohama Marinos, and then Kagoshima and Yokohama FC. Been waiting for him to take flight. Finally he has, because this has probably been his most impressive game for Geylang.
You can see a whole lot of difference at how Geylang is defending against Voronkov and how DPMM is defending against Yamaya. There were a lot of double teaming, there was a lot of pressure all around, not allowing the space and time for Voronkov.
Muiz having given away the penalty, trying to make it up. Had a couple of players in the box waiting for a delivery. Azizi was calling for it at the far post, but he still found enough of an angle to take that shot on.
I think the angle was more for a right-footed player. But again, the first touch here bit and allowed himself to be in that position. He still wanted to bring it back to his left foot, which created more time for Geylang to recover, to be in a space where he can block that shot.
He's never scored in the Singapore Premier League. And I guess the cynic in you will look at that and say, now you know why. He's scored for the national team, though, and it was against Singapore.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So, Geylang International on a losing streak, of course, against Brunei DPMM. 3 losses in a row. 5 losses in their last 6 meetings. In fact, Brunei have scored 21 in those last 6 meetings against the Geylang side, who only scored once back in 2019 when these two sides were in the league together.
The Geylang is a more settled side in 2023. And again, DPMM still looking to get into the groove of things, trying to get this first round of matches gone, or rather done and dusted, just to wipe off the rust, as he said.
Tursunbayev just about managing to claw it mid-air. Geylang finding potholes in this DPMM defense, which has been makeshift and forced to improvise with the personnel that they've had. Amirul, no nonsense from him. Didn't want to put his goalkeeper in a spot of bother with that back pass. Voronkov still lurking. In 2019, of course, the last time they played, he scored 4 against Geylang in both the league and cup matches. He's hunting after this, so goalkeeper spilt it. He's not happy with the challenge that came in belatedly from Azizi. But Hafiz almost had himself to blame there for spilling that ball.
I think, of course, as you said, you should be a clean catch. It should have been a clean catch.
There was no contact. In fact, he pulled out of it the moment the goalkeeper put rubber to rubber and got glove on ball. It's a lovely touch, wasn't it, by Amirul? Assured and superb. Challenge that went in on Azizi, who's gone down injured, but the referee says play on. And this time Geylang do play on. Uma, Yamaya, Besar wanted him to get out of the way and allow the ball to fall to him. So Yamaya decided to take it on his chest instead. Huzaifa dinking it into space for Faisal. Couldn't have chosen a much easier debut in the Singapore Premier League. Faisal.
Very smooth debut for him.
He might even be a creator here. Oh, Besar had a great first touch, but super save from the goalkeeper, Tursunbayev, and made full use of that large frame to put this one out.
Just as we were talking about Faisal's debut, he gave, again, a pitch of a cross for Vincent Besar. Still a difficult touch for him to control, but really managed to get a corner kick out of it.
Had that opportunity to actually take it first time if he had leapt high enough, but wanted an extra touch in the box, and Tursunbayev just pounced on that loose ball. Corner for Geylang, trying to stretch this lead. Izuka drilled that one deep, way too deep.
I think a very simple player in Faisal. Does his job, get into good positions, nothing extravagant. Just play the ball to your best players and let them do their thing.
It's dangerous. It's not the best of passes from Joshua Pereira. Azizi with an opportunity now on the counter for Brunei. DPMM back in it. Well, Joshua Pereira, the captain's given it away, and you can't give Brunei DPMM a way back into the game. Geylang have done that. They don't keep the clean sheets, and who knows, another comeback might be on.
They have to bring this momentum away. Again, group break away from DPMM, a 1v1 situation with Joshua Pereira. Had Voronkov over to the other side to choose, but he decided to go on his own. Powerful enough shot, went under Hafiz Ahmad. Fantastic 30 minutes more to go in the game for the neutrals as well.
Number 3, Abdul Luis Sisa, replaced by player number 18, Razimi Ramli.
So Razimi Ramli, another striker coming on for Sisa, a left wing back. Might be going for broke here, Adrian Pennock. And they're such a momentum side. Whenever they pick up a goal, they're always on the front foot, Brunei. They're almost waiting for that lifeline, and Azizi's given them that. You look at that breakaway then, Kidder, he almost felt as if he had to score, otherwise he's going to get a mouthful from Voronkov.
Yeah, definitely. He has to make sure that he get a shot on target at least.
He would never have heard the end of that, because Voronkov was free to his right. Brunei are back in this, and they have another opportunity. So, effort was pretty tame in the end. That came from Razimi. Players just been brought on.
Credit to Pennock. I think they have a change in system and shape now. They're playing more of a 4-3-3 to allow the press to come forward. But again, they have to be really careful now with how they defend, not to be too overzealous up front.
Huzaifa Bezakor, as always, free and available. Balls escaped him, but not Faisal. Wonderful movement and exchange of positions between Naufal and this man on the ball. Yamaya felt he was bumped over by Martinez. The referee says it's okay. He's going to pick himself up, and Brunei have given away a throw. Well, really was shooting themselves in the foot there, because Joshua Pereira had all the time in the world to pick a pass and maybe even launch it long. Was the only one at the back, and he decided to play one straight for Brunei DPMM, and the next thing you know, a few seconds later, they were picking the ball up from the back of their own net. Herzi clearing it first time and somehow manages to find Voronkov. Turns away from Pereira. Aswan, first time ball out wide. They're feeling it at the moment, Brunei DPMM. Najib Tarif now switching flanks and playing down this left-hand side. Razimi continues his run. Not the best of crosses from him, though.
Oh, this change Pennock has made, you have three players up front who are not really defending, and the moment you have that transition, you can play the ball into an attacking zone in a 3v3 situation, and that's very dangerous for DPMM.
Well, for a long while, they're a little unsure with this change in formation, especially with Najib going down this left-hand side. And because of that, there was a huge gap opening up at that right position, which Najib had vacated. There still is a gap there, and Naufal might take advantage of it. There's a goalkeeper that has spilt it, and Yamaya has taken full advantage of it with his third of the season. Just when they had the momentum, just when the impetus was behind the team in red, Geylang come forward and take advantage of that vacated position down Brunei's right. And a brilliant ball in from Naufal to pick out Yamaya.
Again, it's that space that is being left behind for Naufal to run into. Good cross in between the defenders and the goalkeeper. Position where, again, it's very difficult to defend. Yamaya just sliding it across for his second goal of the game.
How the pendulum shifts in this game.
And for Geylang, this is what they need. Just again to create momentum towards their side, to increase their lead, and again maintain that comfort level, not to allow DPMM to come back into this game again.
What an 11 minutes we've had. 3 goals. If this one stands, I can tell you that VAR are checking it. Noali is looking at the fourth official and saying it's looked okay. What's the hold up? Well, they will still check on it.
But there shouldn't be any issues towards the goal.
Might have been the pass to Naufal. They might be checking whether he was onside when he received that pass before he crossed it inside for Yamaya. He certainly was. So 3-1 Geylang, that 2-goal lead re-established. And this time, signal must be put to their captain, Joshua Pereira, letting him know that no loose passes are tolerated.
I think now with the comfort level restored, they should be able to learn from their mistakes, not giving away possession easily. Again, play through the lines in between the DPMM defense and midfield.
Well, Pennock thought that their tails were up. They were on the ascendancy, having scored that goal. There's a feel-good factor and a feel-good vibe going around the squad, but that vibe was totally shut off. Azizi, having scored that goal, has won a corner. Or did the ball go out before he won that corner? The answer is yes. Couldn't keep it in play.
Well, let's look at the replay. If the ball really went out, it didn't look like it was.
It's very dangerous from Huzaifa. But then again, some of you would say that was courageous from him. Waiting for contact, which finally came from Razimi.
Again, he knew that the guy is behind, surrounded by DPMM players as well.
Yamaya, talk about having a momentum shift. He certainly has. Loads of momentum on his side now, having just scored the brace and peeled away from his marker yet again. It just cannot deal with this movement of the ball. Faisal, Yamaya asking for the return. The angle shaped for the cross, headed away by Martinez, and apologizes immediately to Besar, who was waiting for a much better delivery than the one that served up from Yamaya.
I think the key difference today for Geylang International is they are managing the first ball decently well, and they are managing the second one, the spilt ones, really well. And every time Voronkov has a header or somebody in the DPMM attack is up in the air, the one in blues, the second line, is always there for the second ball to pick them up.
Amirul had a loose throw. Nowhere forward, and they've lost the ball again. That's another unnecessary mistake. Azimi's not going to chase after that because he was in an offside position. He will chase after this now, Azizi. Tezuka, Besar. That's a wonderful challenge that was thrown in then from Hanif. Naufal, scorer of the first, creator of the third. Let's see what the idea was from Akmal, trying to dink it just behind the defense, thinking that Naufal, who's got a lot of speed, was good enough to run in, but he was boxed out of it.
I think Zaifa and Vincent was looking to maintain the possession more than to penetrate straight away.
Joshua Pereira, once again, lending a helping hand to Brunei DPMM. They got to watch the tugs because they don't want to give away a penalty and give them another way back into this game. Voronkov all by himself, still Voronkov. They've done well enough to shield it away and prevent the shot from coming in from the Belarusian bullet. Oh, what a Good turn by Yamaya. Knew his opponent, Herzi, was coming towards him and sold it. Just slightly behind offside. And now foul. Wanted the pass to be released a lot sooner.
Good turn by Yamaya. I think Naufal made that run a little early. Just needed to hold that run maybe for half a second more.
Strange, isn't it, at that moment in time, Kidder, the striker, will say that they wanted the ball released earlier. Some people will say that run was made too early.
Again, it's always the relationship between the passer and the receiver. You can see Yamaya maybe not in a position or a ready position to play that ball yet, so you have to hold your run.
Here is the effervescent and ebullient Yamaya. It's a matter of split seconds and inches. It's that famous
speech.
Yep, famous speech from one of the best sports movie of all times, and it's absolutely true when it comes to football and the offside game. Besar trying to use the body of Balic to latch himself onto that ball. Aswan has been everywhere. He's almost been DPMM's version of Vincent Besar.
Well, he's a very technical player. Again, a good left foot, knows how to create the space for himself, able to pick the pass as well.
Vincent Besar leading the dance yet again, just swaying past an opponent as if he wasn't there. Tezuka, he'll walk through matches and has found Yamaya yet again getting the better of Herzi. Did he get the ball? I think that was a miss kick from Yushi Yamaya.
Yeah, it looks from the replay, his left foot had the last touch of the ball.
I guess that's the only way to tackle Yamaya, is to wait for him to tackle himself. And he certainly did that then. Voronkov, lacking in support, hasn't had anything at all in terms of moving forward. Here comes Yamaya running at Herzi again, giving him nightmares for the night. It's very brave from Herzi, going in and diving in on challenges like that inside the penalty box. Taki claims that the last came off Herzi. I think he's a signal for a corner for Geylang. Well, I know Yamaya is thirsting for a hat-trick, but Geylang will need to manage the game a lot better and give their fans a bit less in terms of the palpitations. Otherwise, this is a health hazard.
I'm sure he's smelling his third goal now. You know, he knows that the chance is up for the taking. Never a better time now to get his first hat-trick in the league, for his confidence, for the team as well.
There he goes again, a familiar sight throughout this match of him opening up his strides, that loping run. Just attack, attack, attack. He's been in beast mode, especially in the second half. This auxiliary second forward, Kidder, almost suits Yamaya a lot better than playing off the flanks, doesn't it?
I totally agree. I think, again, he's not a physical striker. He's very mobile. He likes to drop off to the pockets of spaces. And when he does that, you need a runner behind, and that's what Naufal does. So they are working well together, and at the same time, you have Vincent in support. So he's more lonely on the right side when he plays on as a winger.
Gareth Lowe coming on for Akmal, seems to be nursing that injury. Tezuka was attacked by Amirul, who hasn't scored in 58 games. Amirul Adli, that would have been a rare goal. Was going off target. Tursunbayev was not going to take that chance.
A big opportunity for Naufal to get his second goal as well.
Moving forward with Hanif Farhan, that is back to Hanif Hami. Balic probably still troubled a bit by that hamstring injury, hasn't been as mobile, the center of the park. Martinez chased down by Yamaya, turned away from danger. It's Hanif Farhan. No way around. A lot more organized, Geylang.
They're managing the line so much better. Space in between their defense and midfield is so compressed.
Gareth's first piece of action was to head that one away. Huzaifa held it up well. Bezakor probably needed a shout. Azwan, that's a clever ball. Behind the defense to the goal scorer Azizi. Voronkov inside the penalty box waiting for a good delivery. Their deliveries haven't been good so far until that one. And Voronkov sets free and almost punished Geylang then with that shot that came crashing off the crossbar.
Now, how did the ball go through 3 Geylang international players?
And pulled wide in the end by Azwan, but certainly that was a chance, and we spoke about it just after halftime. This man can be quiet all night long, can be left frustrated, but all he needs is one chance, and that was that one chance.
Good cross in the end by Azizi, went through the legs of Joshua, in between 2 Geylang international players. First time shot from Voronkov, hit a woodwork as well.
Naufal might have done better to touch that one off to Gareth, who was free and available, but lost possession, and back come Brunei. Jolted, of course, from that effort which came off the crossbar. And certainly have been buoyed by that as they make their final substitution and clear their bench now. Shafiq Hilmi, I believe, will be the last to come on for them.
Well, should be the youngest debutant for DPMM at 16 years old.
Yeah, a young boy.
Exciting
Plays
time
in
for him.
midfield. Remember, a couple of their players got to go back for family commitments. Brunei DPMM.
They will definitely welcome the 10-day break that they're going to have after this match.
Oh, most definitely. And I think that was probably Pennock's message to the rest of the players. Just give me 90 minutes. Give me all for 90 minutes. That's all I ask for. And after this, you can go for a short break. Have a little mini holiday if you'd like, but Geylang have been the team that's really been a lot more up for this. Sakuma has been a real rock at the back. Yamaya's gone down clutching his back. That's not a very good sign. And he stayed down. Gareth Lowe heading it into space. Yamaya is still down. Huzaifa might want to put this out of play for treatment to be given to his 2-goal hero.
Very awkward fall from Yamaya. Again, no intention of hurting or any malice in there.
Well, Kide, you have to say No Ali will be a happy camper. I mean, for the first time this season, playing 2 up front, and those 2 have scored the goals.
Yeah, I think tactically he has worked really well for No Ali. Pretty safe at the back, except for a few mistakes, individual mistakes. And at the same time, the midfield has been really, really effective. And as you have your 2 strikers up front scoring the goals for you today.
Sight to behold for him was definitely the 3rd goal, where one passed to the other. Scruffy in terms of the goal, but they all count. And Yamaha Yamaya has got a brace, searching for a hat-trick. Gareth anywhere would do. It's sold very short in terms of that pass from Huzaifa. Did him no favors at all. Here is Najib. Well stepped in by Amirul, who now has got some chasing back to do. It's actually Faisal who stepped in and had some chasing back, but Amirul covered. Here is the 16-year-old in the center of the park, Shafiq Hilmi. Balic almost playing as a centre-back now that Shafiq's gone to take his place as the quarterback. The ball just lifted up in the air, up and over, hoping that Voronkov does something with it. He couldn't. He's pretty confident, the youngster.
He looks like a much younger version of Azwan Ali.
Yeah, he's got the perfect mentor to coax him into the Singapore Premier League this season. Tezuka with an opportunity for the breakaway. Once again, they try to use the pace of Yamaya, but Hawan was asking a lot out of Yamaya, who was trying to chase this one down. Here's Azwan. Voronkov trying to use his chest. I think his teammate Razimi expected him to hold it a lot longer. Najib, Azwan. Not the best of passes from Razimi. You could hear him shouting straight away the moment he released it. Joshua Pereira has already made an error and bringing Brunei back into the game, and there he's lost the ball again in the center of the park. This time he does have cover though at the back. Gareth sticking to his ground. It's a corner for Brunei.
Something they really need to make count in the last 7 and 8 minutes of the game.
Yeah, a goal here for DPMM will really make the dying embers of this game very fascinating. And something that the neutral might be crying out for. They're not going to get it with a delivery like that. Shafiq chases after this, and that ensures that Sabizakor is not going to break away at least. If the scores remain as they are at the Jurong East Stadium, I believe that Tampines are still a goal up because we haven't had any notification yet from what's happening there. So no notification means good news for Tampines fans.
This young boy just trying to marshal against the more experienced Vincent Vezakor.
If Tampines are still one up against Albirex Nagata, it means that Geylang, with this win, can actually climb above Albirex into third in the table.
Now Geylang International preparing a host of changes by the looks of the activity on the bench.
Iqbal and Shafiq Ghani warming up. Getting ready to come on. It was the figure of Shafiq Ghani going through his own stretching routine. Sakuma has been solid throughout this game. Here he is on the ball. Bezakor allowed to turn. Gareth. Huzaifa. Calm and steady out wide to figure of Tezuka, trying to dink it in behind for Yamaya to try chase down his hat-trick. Great work, fast feet, skillfully done. Azwan into space. Amirul Adli just allowed the bounce of the ball to beat Azizi. Tezuka trying to tell his teammates that you don't have to go at 100 miles an hour because we're leading. He's looking to slow the game down from the center of the park.
And that's all they need to do the next 5-6 minutes. Just make sure that DPMM doesn't touch the ball. There's no need to rush for the attack.
That's the inexperience of the youngster, swinging that ball in straight off. There's a player free on the outside, and that's a brilliant ball to find Razimi. Just about stretched and got it right. Voronkov hasn't been his night.
That's the story of his night. Voronkov not being sharp enough in the goal, as well as being very frustrating in terms of his loose touches. I'm sure he's disappointed with himself, with the quality of the shot that went to the swimming pool.
Shafiq Ghani takes the place of Yushi Yamaya, who leaves a 2-goal hero.
He must have had a chat with Noali on the way out, asking him, I want to score that hat-trick.
And what a debut for Faisal. Kidir?
Yeah, pretty decent debut. Nothing much in terms of being extravagant. Did his job diligently, managed to be efficient on the ball, just again recover the ball, get the ball to the best players in Vincent, in Takuya, and also Yamaya.
No, Arif has also come on to be the new midfield partner for Tezuka. Bezakor has got it back and exchanged passes quite superbly with No Arif. Shafiq Ghani, of course, a regular goal scorer against Brunei DPMM over the years. And here he is with his first touch of the ball. Bezakor protected it superbly well. Not a Vonson Bezakor pass. Such are the high standards that he set himself.
I think with his all-round game today, he definitely is allowed to make that one mistake.
Shafiq gives away the free kick. Brunei haven't given up hope yet. Here is Najib, once again galloping down the flanks. 3 in the box, screaming for a delivery, and it hasn't arrived. Finally, he's just ran out of space.
Well, it did look like a foul after a push from the sub. Just came in Nazim Harman, and there was a big hand to the back of the DPMM player.
So Geylang reach 1,100 goals in the Singapore Premier League with the 3 that they scored here. That's a 3rd goal from Yamaya. Has ensured it's 1100 in terms of number of goals scored in this competition over the years. That's Brunei's Shafiq. Felt the full force of the challenge from Arif.
Well, he still has time on his side. He still looks like a young boy, physically as well.
Azizi wanted a free kick, stays down, but the referee has got no sympathy whatsoever. Bezakor asked to chase into open space, and now foul just ahead of him. Has once again made that run, and that's created the space and opened it up neatly for Najlim. He's probably told by Noali exclusively, when you come on the pitch, anytime you get the ball, try to get to the corner flag. Martinez has presented it right back to Vonson Bezakor. Oh, what a turn. Great awareness from him. Tezuka, Bezakor, still Vonson Bezakor! Wow, we knew that was happening. He tried to use the body of the DPMM player to curl it around the goalkeeper. Everything but the finish.
But he deserves something today. in terms of goals, he definitely had a fantastic game. Again, a little wall pass between Tezuka and himself. That's all on his mind, just to bend it across.
Precious 3 points for Geylang to snap this 6 without a win against Brunei DPMM, who had won 4 in a row coming into this game. Besar, Tezuka, loads of room to run into. Besar, they have outrun this Brunei team. It's going to be a free kick, and maybe Vincent Besar might get his opportunity here to dink this one over the wall and score.
Last change from Geylang International to give the young 20-year-old Muthu Kumaran his debut as well.
He will take the place of Tezuka, will it? No, it looked as if he was going out with it to receive instructions from Noali. He will take the place of Naufal, I believe. He's had a good game, Naufal.
A fantastic game today. I think he was efficient. He was creating a lot of issues in terms of making the runs behind, and then exactly what is being told to him by Noali. You know, you have Yamaya coming down to receive. He has to make that run behind. And right now we have Shafiq Ghani on the ball.
Looking for the blaster. It's never on target. He's trying to play himself and play his way back to full fitness. Shafiq Ghani, one of the most cultured left foot in Singapore football, and one of the most infuriating as well. Noarif lost possession of the ball. Won back by Azizi, who certainly carried the fight to Geylang International with his incessant running since he's been on, rewarded with a goal. Oh, we're playing this one out, and Geylang International are looking for the 4th of the game. Last time they beat Brunei back in October of 2017 was by 4 goals to 1. They'll happily take 3 and 3 points here.
It's always good to go on a break after a win for the team morale, you know, not dragging themselves back into training.
Muthu right up there. Was hoping his first touch of the ball was going to be a header on target. Well, what do you do if you're Adrian Pinnock? I mean, you've disappeared from the league for 2-3 years, and then the whole climate has changed altogether, and now you're struggling at the bottom of the table when last time you left here as champions.
Yeah, you have to regroup. I think now he understands the demands of the league. The opponents are different, the quality of the teams are different as well. Of course, he has had injuries, suspensions, and also family issues with his players, but it's a good time to be not playing a game.
They need to press the restart button, and it'll come in 10 days' time when they come back to action in the Singapore Premier League. But they leave with a defeat, not able to pick up from that come-from-behind victory against Tanjong Pagar. They go down this time to Geylang. The comeback was very much on and alive when they scored after going 2 goals down, 5 minutes after conceding a penalty and conceding the second goal. Azizi gave them hope after a mistake by Joshua Pereira, but Yamaya put everything behind by tapping in from a cross given by his fellow forward, Naufal Azman. Geylang International, top to bottom, wire to wire, were the better team as they win this one by 3 goals to 1 against Brunei DPMM, and I believe that they have climbed to 3rd in the standings as well of the Singapore Premier League. So let's very quickly go through the highlights of the game, and it started in the 5th minute with this magnificent through ball that eviscerated the Brunei DPMM defense from Vincent Besar.
Oh, again, the quality of the ball, you cannot take that away from Besar. For me, that was the one that the highlight of this goal, to be under pressure, to be able to play that quality ball in between two DPMM players. Still had a lot to do for Naufal. Very calmly dink it over the goalkeeper.
Well, he'll get a lot of confidence from this because all strikers feed on confidence. And having missed a glutful of chances against Alliance City Sailors after 5 minutes and having 190 minutes without scoring, Geylang were off and running.
Ali. Oh, again, the cutback from the DPMM player for Azwan Ali. Good shot again, returned by a good save from Hafiz Ahmad.
Was that final 10 minutes of that half where they came right back into it and then started the second half strong until this mistake by Sisa.
Definitely a penalty, there's no doubt about that. He knew that he made a mistake of giving the ball away to Yamaya, wanted to recover the mistake back again, trying to pull away, to pull his leg away from the tackle, but just the momentum of his run pushed Yamaya over the ball.
The man who won the penalty, scored the penalty. Second of the season for Yushi Yamaya, playing in a new position today, and we were talking about it earlier on. You think he's going to be playing at a second forward from now on?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I think Noali shouldn't change anything that is working.
That was the mistake from Joshua Pereira that allowed Brunei DPMM right back into this game. Vronkov was free, but Azizi says, I'm going to take this one. The night you're having, you might miss, so let me go for it, and he scored.
A good finish from Azizi. Went back to his right foot, down to the right side of Hafiz Ahmad. The ball, or rather the shot, strong enough to beat the hands of Hafiz.
But then 5 minutes after that, in that 11-minute spell, we had 3 goals. Yamaya completed his brace. You think the keeper should have done better?
I think the defender should have done better. I think it was very nice defending individually from the number 13 from DPMM to sell himself for that space that he vacated. And again, Naufal, good cross in between the two DPMM players in the zone where it's difficult to defend.
Vronkov, and his only opportunity in the game, the shot that came crashing off the crossbar, the Belarusian bullets, just couldn't get his night going.
A frustrating night for him. Didn't allow himself to be in a better position than that.
If anyone deserved a goal, it was Vincent Besar.
Yeah, he had this shot, or rather goal, written all over it until it hit the post. A great wall pass between, again, combination plays between these two players.
And now he's joined atop the Geylang top scorers charts with Yamaya, who's also on 3 goals. So 11 shots, Brunei DPMM with 14, 6 on target each. That's Geylang International really controlled this game.
Yeah, I think in terms of possession, in terms of quality of play, in terms of balance of play, it was Geylang all over it. 6 shots on target for both teams, but there was never in doubt that Geylang was the deserving victors of the game today.
Well, Tampines Rovers have won and continued their impressive start to the season against Albirex Niigata. Faris Ramli called up to the national side, of course, after that brilliant start to the season. Found Kopitovic after 13 minutes, and that is the only goal in that contest. And what a start to the season Tampines have made.
I think Tampines have done their job quietly, not much fuss about it as well. And you play a tantalizing cross for Boris Kopitovic at the far post. There's only one result at the end of it.
Well, they play their football in the same vein as Albirex Niigata, and they played Albirex at their game and beaten them. So Alberex's perfect start to the season has gone down the drain as Tampines Rovers continue their unbeaten start to the season. And we can have a look at the league table right now. I can tell you that Tampines Rovers are ahead in the league table, and they've pulled themselves past the Lion City Sailors, who took the lead momentarily after victory last night. Albirex Niigata were hoping to climb to the summit of the Singapore Premier League, but failed to do so. In fact, they have even lost 3rd place, which they were at the start of play, because Geylang International, with this victory against Brunei DPMM, have climbed above them. Brunei entrenched in the bottom 3 of the table, alongside Hougang and the Young Lions. And you'd have to say better times lie ahead after the international break for Brunei, Kidder.
I think for Brunei, for Young Lions and also for Hougang United, it's a good time to have a break for you to regroup, for you to press the restart button and then think about why and what are the things that have gone wrong in the last few games and prepare yourself for the next round of matches. I feel that Brunei definitely can have something to look out for because the quality of players that they have and the availability of the players that are going to come back after their injuries, after their personal issues, would definitely help the team in the long run.
The Tampines are a team that don't want the break to happen. A couple of their players will be playing for the national side in their international friendlies against Hong Kong and Macau, and they're a point ahead of the Lion City Sailors. Geylang International, of course, 10 points in third position. Albirex with their lead gone and their 100% record disappearing. So Tampines, having just had a top-of-the-table clash, will have another one when they return on the 31st of March, this time at their home stadium against Lion City Sailors. Hougang will be playing against Brunei DPMM here at the Jalan Besar Stadium. And in the next match day, on the 1st of April, it will be Jurong East Stadium. The Young Lions, who will be appearing in the Merlion Cup, will be back in Singapore Premier League action against Tanjong Pagar United. And Geylang International, after that impressive win tonight, will be up against Albirex Nagata. Beware the wounded swan, as they say, as the Eagles have taken flight. They've soared here tonight against Brunei DPMM, winning this one by 3 goals to 1.